right. How is everybody doing on this Sunday evening? Or whatever time of day it is where you are. This is going to be a laid-back stream. Hey. This is going to be a stream where I work on a video, and then maybe play some Pathologic later. Because it's kind of getting crunch time for working on Halloween stuff, and I kind of need to get myself in gear, so if I use my time a bit more effectively and start doing a little bit of video work while I stream, we're killing two birds with one stone, as they say. So let's just get over to our right scene. So this is how I've got it set up. I might need to move the chat, actually. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need to move the chat. Let's just do that for a second. Let's just move that to there, and then move the little me across to like there or something, and chat has officially moved, yeah. I'm trying to figure out if that's a good place for it. Let's just, yeah, hold on. Yeah. That'll do. There we go. That should work. Now you actually be able to see the chat while we're doing things. So, this is the way I've got it set up. You'll probably be pretty visible because there probably won't be a lot of movement. So the bitrate will probably hold out pretty well for this. Small Scarfulhu's been moved as well. Yeah, exactly. So this is where I've got my you can see this is where I've got my video. This is in the editing software at the moment, which means I can just kind of like play it, and you guys will be able to hear different clips from the game, as well as this being box of unfinished videos talking. It's going to be an interesting joke, that. So what I'm planning to do with the box of unfinished videos thing is I'm planning to kind of get a cardboard box and kind of put things in the box that relate to videos that I'm actually working on. So the box for Bionicle 3 will be in there, as well as some other things that I've put work into. And on the side of the box it'll say unfinished videos in like marker pen. So it'll just be a gag to say, and for people who notice, they'll be like, "Oh, those are the things that I'm working on." So it will be like a genuine like nod to, hey, I'm working on these, but also kind of a poke at myself for not finishing things. So that's kind of the joke with that. And I mean, as far as I've got so far, I've got like a whole bunch of notes from none of this is really concrete yet. But yeah, is this a spoiler stream? It will spoil my Halloween video. So if you're not interested in having that, spoiled, I recommend not watching. And I would totally understand if you didn't want to have it spoiled. Yeah, so let's try and get ourselves started. We're kind of writing. Well, I'm going for writing the intro at the moment. So I'm trying to connect these two segments, really. Dracula 4 and 5 released in 2013. Yep, they released in 2013, and it looks like like this. This is what the game looks like. It's a 2013 game, and it looks like that. Very pretty game. It's interesting. It has some interesting ideas, but largely speaking, it's like a soulless attempt to capitalize on what made the other games so great. So yeah, it's kind of there's some interesting stuff going on though. Different puzzles. I'm actually even find one of the puzzles for you. Like it looks alright when in the gameplay and stuff, but yeah, I think puzzles like this. And how do you practice sounding so natural reading a script? Honestly, the way you do that is just keep practicing, because if you go back to my early videos, you'll notice that I didn't, sound natural at all. So basically what you do is you just keep reading stuff, you keep making videos, you keep practicing using your voice, and eventually it just kind of all snaps into place because you get better at it. It's one of those things that you just, got to keep doing to get better at. Better at. I always said better at. Yeah, I'm good at reading. I am better at it. Anyway. So, let's get into it. Reading out loud helps out, absolutely. So this is like the kind of intro I've got where it's released in 2013. If both games being released in the same year sounds strange, there is an explanation there. The explanation is basically that Dracula 4 and 5 are one game that was split into two halves and released as separate games. It's shameless and terrible, and Dracula 4 is an absolute embarrassment because it's basically like not even a game. It takes like about 2 hours to finish and nothing happens in it. So, yeah. That's why I'm reviewing them together, because it's the same game. It's exactly the same game, and they were released in the same year. So, it was like months apart. That's critic reviews. Yep. I really hope so. Okay. But with all that out of the way, let's dive into Dracula 4. Dracula 4 is called The Shadow of the Dragon, I believe. One second. Sorry about that. So, driving is nuts for R2. I just read that joke. Okay, Dracula 4: The Shadow of the Dragon. In Dracula 4, you assume the role of Ellen Cross. Ellen Cross is this character here. No, wait. This woman. This is Ellen Cross, and she's the protagonist of Dracula 4 and 5. And she could have been an interesting character, but she kind of doesn't really do anything. And she's an art restorer employed at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York. So yeah, let's just watch the intro and see if we can get...
Ellen, I know it's late, but
turn this down a little bit.
What happened?
The cargo ship that was carrying Professor Vanbury's collection has disappeared into the sea.
She doesn't even say bye. Wait, hold on. What's with those newspapers? The Art of Informing. That's the title of your newspaper, and it's in like lowercase. Oh god, there's so much to talk about with this game. That's so bad, but I probably won't get too much into the details like that because there's so much, and I'm technically reviewing 2 games. So the Daily Post in lowercase, and you know what? That one, Global Informer, that actually looks like a real newspaper headline. They tried with that one. Hold on. Let's read this. Huh. Did this just go... Wait. Did this just go into Latin? Hold on. Let me quickly just resize that. I think that just randomly goes into Latin. Yeah, they filled it with lorem ipsum. That's amazing. They didn't even put the effort in for that. Okay, let's put it back to half size and then... Okay. This is very good. I mean, I get why you'd lorem ipsum it, because there's not much point, but at the same time, when you can kind of just pause it, it's kind of a thing. Also, thank you very much for the host, Pixel Punch. I much appreciate that. So, in Dracula 4, you seem that in a tragedy involving Okay, you know, it's not a tragedy. How do I start this? Isn't there like a clip of the ship crashing to begin with? Yeah, there is. If it seems stuttery, it's mostly because of actually, I might need to lower the quality of that, because I think streaming it while trying to use my editing software might be yeah. Ooh. Tell you what, actually, try using my editing software while doing this is not exactly ideal. I guess I'll just slide through it like this and it should be fine. So, you know, the cargo ship sinks. And then, okay. And then it does this little thing where it kind of puts you in the gameplay but controls it for you. And then, like, and then this... Then that happens. Then that happens. That's... It's not even a jump scare though. It's like not scary. It's just like that's not scary. That's just like a shadow jumping at you. Okay. So you can probably actually do this. Just begins with a cargo ship being beaten, thrown around during a violent storm. So the boat does its thing and it's like So showing a strange pseudo gameplay sequence which ends in a shadowy being gently floating camera. And I would probably say something like, I'm already quaking in me booties. And that would probably be like a little camera bit, a little aside. Dracula 4, you assume the role of Ellen Cross. This spooky shade dream was the... So she wakes up. She was just like asleep on the couch. I won't bring that up. Who is then informed of the... They'll be calling me while I'm asleep. Yeah. So, what is this?
Hello?
Ellen, I know it's late, but something awful's happened.
What happened?
The cargo ship that was carrying Professor Vanbury's collection has disappeared into the sea.
I'd probably use that clip, actually. He was informed of some most tragic news. I would like to just point this out. This is just like the draft of the video. These are the notes, and I will use these to make a final script, and take bits out that I don't like, add bits in to make it flow better, and work out which bits will be on camera, which bits will be off camera, and that's kind of how I get my final script. I kind of like write a sort of note version of the script first, and then move on from there. Right. So then that'll be the cargo ship that was carrying. I quite often put lines from the game in square brackets just to so I remember that's not something that I'm reading, or if it's like a stage action, or just something like something I need to write down, which isn't something that I say myself. Or if it is something that I say, but it's not necessarily me saying it, or if it's like another character saying it, then I put it in italics. It's, it's complicated the way I do things, but it's the way I've got it sort of set up in my head, and no one else needs to do it this way, so it doesn't really need to be any better. So the cargo ship that was carrying, I know what that'll mean, so... Helen then hangs up without saying anything and get treated to such beautiful newspapers as the Global Informer. Informer. Hi Becca, how you doing? I'm just writing stuff today. It's the Global Informer, the Daily Post, and in brackets in lowercase, and the Art of Informing. Also in lowercase. This is a sign of great things to come. I just know it. Legit newspaper name. The Art of Informing. Yeah, they really didn't try with that last one. It's like, what should we call it? A few weeks later, this is where we learn that Ellen has a rare blood disease.
I've just been informed that the lab that manufactured your drugs has decided to discontinue production.
I guess it's not profitable enough.
Basically, you're right. But
Don't waste your breath, Doctor. We both know that without this treatment, I won't last long.
Ellen, I think that you should come to our treatment center.
There's no way I'm doing that. I've lived my whole life with this illness that's destroying my blood. I know what's in store for me. Anemia, fatigue, dizziness, nightmares, hallucinations, and a lot more. But I want to have a normal life until the very end.
I understand. Take this drug pack. It's my last one. If you change your mind, just tell me.
Thanks, Doctor.
That's basically where the game says, oh, hey, the character you're playing as is dying of a disease. So this is where I link up this. Are about to cease production. So at the start of the game, Ellen is staring death in the face as the counter ticks down for her. It's an interesting premise. I've already written a little bit, as you can see. I'm going to separate that out into another line. Actually, it's just... Okay. No. It's separating it out weirdly. Let's just rewrite this too. You know what? That's better. Yeah. Any legit disease or just random drama disease? As far as I know, it's just random drama disease. It's not actually got any kind of a name. It's just rare blood disease. And you need to take drugs in the game to deal with it. Not just drugs, though. Sometimes you can just eat loads of fruit. Especially in Dracula 4, you can just kind of get through the quote-unquote symptoms that come up by just eating a load of fruit. This is really well thought out mechanic. interesting premise, and you're thinking this might make for an interesting plot line. Kind of doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't really come up much. I was going to say interesting plot. Plot thread. That's probably a better way to phrase it. Apple a day keeps the doctor away. Apparently it does in this game. I already said plot thread. Either way, the main... let's see. How can I rephrase this without saying plot thread again? I've already said that, haven't I? Is that Word? It's actually OpenOffice Writer. I use OpenOffice because I don't have Microsoft Word on my computer. I actually don't need that bit, so either way, Ellen is asked to investigate the reappearance of one of the paintings that was lost at sea in Vamberries. One of Vamberries paintings that was lost at sea in Budapest. Lost at sea. Hold on. When it supposedly turns up in Budapest. Okay. I'm not a student, no. It is sunny Vegas, yeah. Look at that. I can... Let's put this on half for a second. Might lag the stream out a little bit when I try to...
Ellen, remember the shipwreck that killed Professor Vanbury and sank 15 paintings from his collection? The ones he was supposed to hand down to us?
Of course.
Well...
Who's Vanbury and what's his relevance to the plot? He's just the guy that dies. I think he's a professor that... art or something. He's the guy that died. He kind of just... His death just sets the plot in motion, basically. It's not really that relevant. That's his relevance. He's the guy that died.
Well, apparently, one of the paintings resurfaced in Budapest in an auction catalog. I want you to go there to check its authenticity.
Alright, so then the game drops you off in Budapest, and you're like, well, I guess I'd like a quick tutorial. Yeah, it's got the Indiana Jones thing. I think the other Dracula games did that as well. I love the Indiana Jones thing. It's such a cool thing. I love it. So turns up in Budapest. So that's a quick sign off. For whatever reason, this game is a separately playable prologue. I can only assume that this may have been used as a demo of sorts. It's still a little weird to have it as a separate thing from the rest of the game on the menu. So yeah, the prologue, for whatever reason, it's just like a separate thing on the menu. Like if I go back to the main menu, you can see that it says prologue. And for some reason, that's like a short, separately playable chapter. I don't know why it's not part of the game. It doesn't make sense. And hold on, I need to separate this out a little bit more. Yeah, hold on. Okay, so yeah, you finish that off, and then it goes, bravo, you have successfully completed the prologue. And you can either restart the prologue or start the actual game. Why? So yeah. Let's head over to. Anyway, the game drops you off in Budapest to begin with. To investigate the legitimacy, that's not how you spell that, of a painting. Who's the guy in the green turtleneck? I'll get to that in a second. That's the detective that works at Budapest that you briefly work with. in the prologue, and he never appears again. So, Senor Turtleneck. I like that, yeah. I'm not sure how many of you have watched my Dracula 3 video, but this is actually a sort of sequel to Dracula 3. Because there are kind of very small links to Dracula 3, like a couple of characters who resurface without directly being referred to by their names, and also the diary of that the protagonist of Dracula 3 turns up as an item in this game as well. So there's slight links, but it doesn't really act as a sequel in any way. So let's talk about this. And gameplay-wise, it's about what you'd expect from a Dracula game at this point. It's a standard first-person adventure game with puzzles. That's pretty much what it is. So I did find it a little bit confusing to use at first because the controls are slightly inverted, but I don't think that's really relevant because it's easy to just kind of sort it out yourself. Anyway, this is Inspector Laszlo.
Hello, Inspector Laszlo?
Yes, that's me. Hello. You are the expert from the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York.
Yes, I'm Ellen Cross. I've come to examine the painting you found.
I'm very happy to welcome you to Budapest, Miss Cross. The painting is on the easel.
Like, where's the easel? You can see me like searching for it. Like, oh, there it is. Select the ultraviolet lamp.
This time, there's no doubt at all. This is really Turner's Whitby painting that Professor Vanbury bequeathed to the museum.
Well, you look like you've come to a conclusion.
Let's just watch through this
right?
and see what we can write about.
Yes, this is definitely an authentic Turner painting.
You must be relieved.
If this painting survived the shipwreck, it could mean that the other works in the collection might be out of water's way.
It will probably be difficult to locate the other works. Thieves are usually more careful. If you're done with the painting, you'll have to wrap it, seal it, and put it in the safe. I will have to stay here during all of that, but you are the one who will do it.
Sure.
Take the painting. Alright, let's just start writing this then. To begin, okay. Meet. Is it Inspector Laszlo or Detective Laszlo? Let me just quickly figure that out. Inspector Laszlo. Okay. Right. Meet Inspector Laszlo. Who wears a fetching green turtleneck. I don't know why it sounds familiar. You might want to look up the voice. Oh, I thought you said, why does he sound familiar? I just misread that. Why does that sound familiar, Laszlo? Laszlo's like a common name, I think. I've heard, like, I think there's a character in Half-Life 2 called Laszlo. And then I think there's a character in Doctor Who Series 3 called Laszlo, and the Daleks in Manhattan two-parter. I think there's a character called Laszlo there. I think it's just a name. Pretty sure it's just a name. So, yeah. Matching the turtleneck. Just to the Janos. I mentioned that some characters actually resurfaced from Dracula 3 in this game. I believe it's never confirmed directly, but I believe Janos is in this game. Or he's in Dracula 5 technically. Oh, that's Maria Florescu from Dracula 3 as well, and I didn't even realize that until like literally today. I was like, wait a second, that's Maria from Dracula 3. Because she was a vampire. Yeah, here. Where is he? Where was he again? I saw him for a second there. Yep, that's him. That's Janos. Hold on. Yep. He has dark hair now. And he's never directly referred to by name, but that is definitely Janos Peckmester from Dracula 3. And you best believe I'm making a joke about that, because oh my god. I love Janos Peckmester. He's such a douche of a character, and I adore him. Anyway, I've got to get back to... All right. Is the conclusion that painting is absolutely that. All right, hold on. That's repeating. It leads to the conch. Absolutely is legitimate. It's legitimate. What's worth talking about here?
This is the recording taken in the suspect's cell. The prison guard says that Friedland...
Hold on. I think I've gone a little bit ahead of myself. Okay. Is the drug system that apparently needed to be in the game for some reason, even though it's stupid. And it's like these are what the numbers mean, and I'm like, I don't really get this. And then there's like achievements and stuff, and then I guess it's just like, yeah.
You don't really seem surprised by this news. It's as if you already knew that it was authentic.
Well, I thought that it would be authentic.
Do you know a lot about painting?
I don't know anything about painting, but I know about thieves.
The lip sync is
Something
terrible in
about
this.
Friedland convinced me that it was authentic. I don't know exactly what tipped me off, though.
Can you tell me about the man you arrested? The one who was in possession of the painting?
Friedland has been in our records for a long time, but for common law offenses. This is the first time that he's meddled with art trafficking.
Why is the dialogue so stilted? Because this game isn't very well written, to be honest with you. It's not a very well written game at all. It tries to do some interesting things, but just it's so awkward a lot of the time, and just kind of... In what time is this set? This is actually a modern day Dracula game. At least as far as I understand it, there's like modern technology and stuff, and it's like modern day New York that you can visit as well. So it's interesting in that sense.
He definitely was not in this alone.
Can I have a look at his record?
No, I cannot let
Okay,
you.
no problem,
My
Becca.
superiors wouldn't want me
See
to
you
give you
later.
details on the case.
Thank you for cooperating, Inspector. I must say that I was surprised that you agreed to see me.
Oh, things are changing quickly here. My country is starting to open up to the world. The Cold War is past us. And then there's this artwork case. It goes beyond politics. It's part of all our cultural heritage, isn't it?
You're absolutely right, Inspector.
Okay. So then we just, you know...
This is the perfect case to protect the painting.
This is me trying to work out how to use everything, I think. Yeah.
First, I'll have to protect it and affix the seals. First, I'll have to protect it and affix the seals.
First, I'll have to protect it and affix the seals. Like, can
First,
I
I'll have to protect
First
it
I'll have
and
to-
affix the seals. First, I'll have to protect it and affix the seals.
It's just me trying to figure out what item I need to use to protect it. And affix the seals.
Is this the recording of the suspect's testimony?
No, he didn't want to tell us.
So we probably need to mention, so it turns up in Budapest. So the guy who caught the dude who had the painting. Called Friedland. I don't know much about the flags. Optional state flag instead of the one without the shield. I have no idea. Those keyboard clacks. Yeah. That's just, you know, my I'm gonna be typing. It absolutely is legitimate. So after boxing it up and fixing seal, little task is fairly quickly wrapped up. And I don't think there's a lot I need to talk about
As
there.
anything. This is the recording taken in the suspect's cell. The prison guard says that Friedland talks in his sleep, so I had microphones set up in his cell in case they could turn out to be useful, but the track is damaged and inaudible.
If you don't mind, I can see what I can do with it.
The technician who is supposed to take care of it is sick, so if you could speed things up, I am not refusing.
Alright, so this is
I'll
a
take
puzzle.
care of the painting first. Then I'll look at the recording.
There's a puzzle where you look at the recording. But first we have to do the whole painting thing where we need to grab whatever that is. No, whatever that is. I think there's wax and some straps for the box. It's not a really in-depth puzzle. It's just kind of finding the right items in the room and just slapping them on the box. I think I have everything now. So it's like you use the lighter, or use the straps on the box, yeah. And then you want to use the lighter on the wax and stamp it. Yeah. And then... yeah, that was pretty much it. So there's not a lot to talk about there. And you pop it in the safe. Doesn't look like it was going to fit in there, but you know. Alright. So after boxing it up, it's the seal, and placing it neatly in this nearby safe. But that's all we have to do in Budapest. So since this game is in modern times, at least, It's hard to really say, 'cause I don't think it gives you an exact year, but yeah, that computer does not look modern, does it? Hold on, let's have a look, see if we can find anything else. If I look in, yeah, if you look in like the beginning of Dracula 5, you got like technology that looks quite modern still. Although that is like a old TV. And that is an old computer. It's hard to say. Some of it looks really modern and some of it doesn't. I'm pretty sure it's meant to be like modern though. Like the fashion's quite modern and stuff. It could be like 2000s or 90s. Or it could just be like a stylistic choice to do that anyway. I don't know. The Hungarian flag is the wrong one. Oh dear. Alright, so we do the seal and then you got to do this puzzle where you okay. Get the damaged audio tape and you
The tape recording is torn. I'll have to fix it first.
you repair the audio tape with like sticky tape, and I'm pretty sure that wouldn't work, right? Like using like a scotch tape type thing on like an audio tape. I'm pretty sure that wouldn't work. I'm pretty sure that would just make things worse. Like, am I wrong? that wouldn't work, right? Yeah, that would be. This one is just kind of pressing buttons until you get everything right, and it doesn't really tell you how to do anything. But eventually, I work it out. So you just kind of. But the thing is, you do need to press the little on buttons first, and that's something it doesn't tell you. So you just like mess with the frequencies until you disable like the music.
Boss, I failed my duty.
Yeah.
The shadow is approaching. The master wants his mirror. Yes, of course. The painter has to get back to his work. Oh, Prince of Exile, you who have been wronged and who vanquished always rise up again, more strong.
And that's the puzzle.
Laszlo must have something to take care of.
Okay. There's the whole Friedland. That's not what wavelengths look like for voices. No. But I'm willing to let that one slide. Then there's the whole. Okay, there's the whole. Why did he have the painting? What does he say exactly? Prince of Exile. The Master. About his master. And the Prince. Wonder who that could be. Thanks for granting me more the opportunity to share that flag some more. So this is, you look at some files of like the thief and stuff as well, and you have like a little thing you can take. Yeah, like a coded message. And then, yeah, you can find someone else that he's involved with.
I'm afraid that you won't be able to talk to him.
Okay. Who keeps their files like that? This guy, apparently. Those are some grave news. So yeah, he says like, so he goes,
I'm afraid that you won't be able to talk to him. Friedland has just died.
What happened?
so nonchalant about it. Oh, I think we might be dropping some frames. Sorry about that. That's fine, actually. What happened? What? So it's just died. That's a fine. Actually, you know, I'm gonna quickly add a little bit more there. It seems clear. We need to interrogate this individual to find out more. Unfortunately, okay. However, nope. Oh, that went too far. That, yeah. However, when we go to see Laszlo in the cells, he tells us some grave news. Friedland has just died. What happened? Please try to show. Please try to show some empathy, Ellen. Yeah. Probably the only really creepy thing is actually Friedland's corpse in this game.
I think he committed suicide, but there are some disturbing details.
I think he committed suicide.
Yes, you can come in, but don't touch anything. I am warning you, it is not a pretty sight.
Oh, I see.
That's definitely a suicide,
Can't
yeah.
say that he'll be resting in peace.
Oh my god, you can't just make a pun like that. Jesus, Ellen. That's so mean. Who scared that? Okay, I'm definitely joking about that. We then see terrified look on his face. Did I try to hide a yawn? Friedland died with a terrified look in the ear. I'm going to steal that, actually, Snoodoodle. Thank you. Perhaps he was trying to stifle a yawn. Either way. Ellie, you can't just say that. A man has just died. You don't investigate natural causes. Immortalizing the script fan Debbie, does he? Of course. That's why I like doing a little bit of writing on stream, because you know, sometimes people will like come up with a little thing that's like, oh, actually that's pretty funny. So helps me to get the flow.
In all of my 20 years on the job, I have never seen a cadaver with such a terrified look.
Inspector, look.
I know he has a tattoo. Lots of men who have been to prison have tattoos.
Sure, but I think that this tattoo is really minimalist.
Maybe it is some gang symbol.
A sign that he was part of a gang?
That's what a gang symbol means, yes.
Yes, not all tattoos have special meanings.
What are the disturbing details?
Just a few minutes before Friedland's death, all the security cameras in the police station stopped working.
That is worrying. You either need to heavily invest in some new equipment, or someone here shut off the video system. Do you think he could have just died of natural causes?
A doctor examined Friedland yesterday. He was in perfect health, but the doctor did think that he was depressed. I cannot tell you how many prisoners take their own lives.
I can imagine. But the
Natural
expression on
causes.
his face makes me think he wasn't expecting what happened to him.
I could actually make a good Harvester joke there. I'm not sure if I'll go too in depth, because this is just the prologue and I want to get into the meat of the game, and I have quite a bit to get through. So, what did you just say? I don't even know. What did she say? The expression on his face makes me think he wasn't expecting what happened to him.
Think he wasn't expecting what happened to him.
He didn't seem to expect it. Yeah, something like that. Can I show you guys how Dracula 4 ends, by the way? Because the way Dracula 4 ends is like possibly one of the worst things I've seen in a game. So you basically find another painting, you escape from a room with it, and then you solve a puzzle to open up the box. Hold on, where is it? Here we go. You solve the puzzle to open up the box, and here we go. Adam! Thank you for the 50-bit donation, Drifting Light. That ending is awful. It's so bad. It's like... So, to clarify, Adam is actually a character you see earlier in the game. Yeah, the whole Vine voice thing, I'm one step ahead of you on that, actually. If I scroll down, yeah. I the whole Adam joke, I'm doing that, Drifting Light. I am already one step ahead of you on that one. That is happening. Adam! So yeah. That's going to be fun. Hey Maddie, how you doing? Good to know our humor aligns. So yeah, that's where were we? Still in the prologue, aren't we? So I think all we've really got to do here is find a hidden message on the wall of the cell. Take pictures. Okay. So I won't go too in depth here. Why is it always a message on the wall? Apparently it's written in soap. Yeah, soap, yeah. Because I don't know what it is about it, but apparently soap kind of does something where you can leave a hidden message. No, it's... Let me clarify, actually. You write the hidden message in soap, and then you get like a sort of black powder. And the black powder sticks to where the message is or something. And then you can see the message that was written in soap. Otherwise, it's a kind of invisible message. So yeah, like lemon messages. Yeah, exactly like that. Want to do a stream where you write my 10-page research paper over loot boxes? Probably not. I probably would not want to do that, Maddie. I'm sorry, but no. Some photography. So we have some pics of the gnarly corpse and message. Apparently, though, this is quite a bit of excitement for Ellen. This introduces I'm just writing at the moment. Sorry if it seems a bit quiet, but it ties Ellen's blood disease into the actual gameplay. So let's just skip ahead. Actually, we take the pictures of these things, and then as we head upstairs,
I don't feel good.
this is what happens.
I didn't take my medicine because I forget to with the jet lag.
Is that a legitimate excuse? Does jet lag actually make you forget to take your medicine? I don't think that's a legitimate excuse. I don't think people would forget to take their... So, yeah. So then...
Lag.
So then you need to go into your inventory. Yeah, I didn't think it would. I feel like it's something you would that's so important to your routine that it would not, you know. So then I'm just like, what the hell is this system? And I'm just like, how does this work? And I'm trying to understand. Like, I'm just like, just dragging pills in. And then I think I make it worse by doing that. So then I'm out of bad health, I think. Or maybe I'm still in bad health. I didn't really know how this worked. Fit enough to resume your quest again. Accidentally paused the game there. Okay, so then... Okay, so... you need to mix your... Why do you need to mix the drugs anyway? I don't know. It kind of seems like a bit of a dangerous... they came in a blister pack ready for use. I know, it's so ridiculous. Oh yeah, Daniel. God, it's been a while since I've played Amnesia. Actually, I might do that on stream at some point. That might be a fun one to do. We'll see on that one. We'll see. It has been a long time since I played Amnesia. I remember I found it very scary when it came out, but I don't know if I'd find it as scary now. Because I feel like Amnesia, at least The Dark Descent, was like kind of a turning point for horror, almost. Because horror up until that point was kind of become a bit more action-oriented, at least in the mainstream. And Amnesia was this game that became insanely popular, insanely quickly, and it was genuinely a scary horror game. You couldn't fight back against the monsters. It was a really interesting little thing. I remember liking it quite a lot, but God, it was scary back in the day. I don't know how scary it would be now. I mean, the monster designs are a little bit silly, and I've definitely played scarier games since, so I'll have to give it a go. It might make a fun stream. Maybe she guessed because you can also... So yeah, you could actually just eat a lot of fruit to... I mean, that's something you can kind of come across later in the game, because you go over to this house here, and... oh, that's actually no. Hold on. I'm trying to find the bit where Ellen becomes a little bit... Alright, here we go. Hold on. Is it here? Okay.
It's useless. I can't move it. This tomb hasn't been opened since the death of the person inside.
So you can just like combine different fruits to do it as well. I'm not sure why that was a thing they added. Like, fruits work just as well as the pills.
There's no use. I can't move the slab.
Yeah. Yeah. If you've got a rare blood disease, just eat a whole bunch of fruit. It just has a blood sugar problem then. Maybe that's just it. Maybe. Nature described horror done well best. If you have options, you'll be standing there assessing what to do when faced with something spooky. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it, actually. I haven't kept up with Nitro Rad's videos in a long time, and he puts out a lot of stuff. So I'd have a lot to catch up on. I'd have to, like, jump back on the bandwagon. He's a great video creator. Really nice guy as well. I don't know how he does it. He's such a hard-working guy, Nitro Rad. Really cool dude. Yeah, he uploads so many videos. Like he's just constantly working on new videos all the time, and there's constantly something new, like really frequently. It's really impressive. Anyway, so I've now discussed the whole thing of the meds. Oh, excuse me. You've been given in a variety of ways which improve your health. Okay. Right. So, we've already got 1430 words. Oh God. Ideally, hopefully, I really don't want this video to be too long, so I'm gonna try and get through everything I need to talk about much more quickly than. All right. So, you report your findings to the museum, and that finishes off the prologue segment of the game. Anyway, what's the name of the museum guy? The director. Okay. After reporting your findings to the museum's director, finishes off the prologue. So this is, it's so you start the game and this is where you know what, I don't even need to sit. So he tells you, okay, Vanbury system don't repeat determining compressor, practice an extra painting, that was unexpected. Can't tell us which painting it was exactly. He wants us to go to Whitby. Yeah, he tells you to go to Whitby. And I've actually been at Whitby because it's not far from where I live. Me and Maddie went there. Was it last year? I think it was last year that we went to Whitby. Wasn't it, Maddie, was it last year we went to Whitby? I don't know if she's busy with Stardew at the moment. Either way, I've been to Whitby. Yeah, it was last year. Because Whitby's a location in this game. It tells you to go to Whitby. And I'll probably show a picture. The vampire haunted house is shit though. Yeah, the sort of Dracula experience thing. That was really garbage. It was like supposed to be a haunted house, but it was just too dark, so you couldn't actually find that. You can figure out where you were going, and we were just like constantly like feeling along the walls, like where the hell are we supposed to be going right now? And then at the end, like some dude in like a wolf mask jumps out, and then that was it, and then that was the whole game, and you just Oh, it's not actually in the game. It's just something me and Maddie went to when we actually went to Whitby. There's only like one costumed actor. Yeah, it was a very disappointing experience. I was hoping there would be like a gift shop at the end or something at least. That was mainly what I was hoping for. A vampire house in a vampire game. So we head over to Whitby, where we go to Vanbury Manor. I can tell you now, that doesn't really look like Whitby, but, you know, I can forgive him for that.
Vanbury Manor. Hello, I'm Ellen Cross from the Metropolitan. You must be the professor's former assistant.
I'm Adam Stoker. Welcome to Vanbury Manor. I've been told that one of the missing works has been found. Is that right?
Yes, it's wonderful news. The paintings were most likely stolen before the ship sank. That means we could actually find the other paintings sooner or later.
I think Whitby does have some sandy areas, but like a lot of I can't remember off the top of my head. Is Ellen Cross Alex Cross's daughter? I don't know who Alex Cross is. But I'll tell you something. This guy here, this dude, what's his name? Adam Stoker. Yep. That guy is something like the great grandson of Bram Stoker, canonically in the game. I don't know if there's actually a real guy called Adam Stoker. I don't think there is. But yeah, one of the characters in the game is like a descendant of Bram Stoker. So yeah, it's a thing. And it looks like that. He's just a himbo.
I've been told that one of the missing works has been found. Is that right?
Yes, it's wonderful news. The paintings were most likely stolen before the ship sank. That means we could actually find the other paintings sooner or later. The director told me that you have information on one of the pieces of the collection.
Absolutely. I looked through the professor's documents. They indicate that he was to send 16 paintings, not the 15 paintings we originally thought. But I don't have any information on this painting in particular. It would be easier if you look at the list yourself. It's on Vanbury's desk on the second floor. But you probably want to get settled first. The late professor's bedroom is the first door on the right on the second floor. You'll like it. There's a wonderful view. I'm just across the hall, but I promise I won't bother you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Stoker.
Call me Adam.
All right, Adam. I'll settle down and look at the list of the paintings. Stoker. Are you related to Bram Stoker?
Yes, he was my great-grandfather.
Is your coming to Whitby just a coincidence?
To tell you the truth, not really.
Thank you for the host, Weird. I assume you might be also hanging out. And also, hey Remole, how you doing? Adam Stoker sounds very familiar. I was thinking that as well, but I can't really place his voice. If anyone could look up who Adam Stoker is voiced by, because it kind of reminds me of like Caden from Mass Effect, but I don't think it's Raphael Sabaj.
If my great-grandfather hadn't chosen this place to give birth to Dracula, I might never have come here. But I mostly came for the opportunity to work with Professor Vanbury.
I understand. He was a great collector. He was very interested in your great-grandfather's work, and in everything supernatural, actually. Since you know the professor very well, do you know why he wanted to bequeath his collection to our museum in particular?
He does actually look like Shepard from Mass Effect.
He didn't have
well.
any.
Yeah, because in Mass Effect 3, Shepard has a jacket just like that. Oops. Okay. Okay. At the late Matthew Gexi. I don't know how to pronounce Polish. Or is it Getchi? Getchi. I'm not going to try. I already tried a few times, but I'm not going to try anymore. At the late Professor Vambury's manor, we meet the local hunk, Adam Stoker. If your ears perked. You played odd in Code Lyoko. Hope you make a bit trying to pronounce Gichi. Then congrats, you figured out the plot twist of the game. I mean, it's not really a plot twist. It's like Dracula as a novel exists in Dracula 3 as well, which makes it really confusing. Like, from Dracula 3 onwards, Dracula is confirmed to be like a fictional character in the novel Dracula, but also a real like character. But in Dracula 1 and 2, it's based on the events of the novel. So like, I can't remember if I addressed this in the Dracula 3 video, but I'm pretty sure it must be like that there's some sort of truth to the whole Dracula story in this universe. Like, it's an actual thing that happened. Either way, this series is very bizarre, and I will be done with it after this year, so hey, direct descendant of Bram Stoker, who wrote Dracula. So what was it? This only to include so
Call me Adam.
All right, Adam.
So just include that. Call me Adam. Alright, yeah. I don't know what I'm doing now. So there's not a lot I really need to talk about with Adam. It'll be more relevant later on. After Adam leaves to find your bearings in the house, the game throws into one of its favorite staples. Puzzles in Gothic libraries. Let's say that. So, you know, if you go up here, there's a little, like, it's like library area. And there's, of course, puzzles in the library area, which are a thing. You gotta, like, move the ladder around to find the right books. Have a little look at this thing. Oh yeah, and there's like this little thing that has little dots underneath specific letters, which give you a reference number to find a certain book, which is quite interesting actually. I A health is indicated by a thermometer. If we get too healthy, do we burn? It just goes down if she's feeling bad. I can't really actually tell you how it works because I don't really know. It just kind of worked. It was a thing. Okay. Reference numbers. All right. I need to actually save this. I'm just saving the timeline on Sony Vegas. That needs to be done at least. I mean, it's not like I've got much progress in it right now because I'm just in the writing phase and I've just got like all the footage laid out so I can write the video. But hey, so Scarfulhu, Dracula, 4 + 5. That's it. Okay, cool. So here you do the whole puzzle with that, and then you do like a puzzle with like a boat as well by moving cogs around and stuff like that. And you get into like a safe thing, and you do there's more puzzles, something with a security camera, and then you get into the sort of lower areas of the tombs nearby, and yeah, find out more information about Dracula and stuff, and then that leads you to Istanbul. And after Istanbul, yeah, that's the end of Dracula 4. Okay. Either way, I have written a whole bunch of words today, which is pretty good. And I am mostly happy with what I've achieved. So I think I'm going to say that I will move on to do some pathologic now. Simply because I've done about an hour and a half of writing, and it's pushed me along the progress a little bit. Obviously, I'm going to do some in my own time, so it's just gives me an excuse to do a little bit of work on stream, which pushes me to do it a bit. Yeah, I'll be getting a drink as well while I set everything up. So if you guys sit tight with me, I will let you know when. Well, I'll put the stream on pause for a little bit. I have the little break thing up. Go get yourself some drinks, and I'll be moving over to Pathologic 2. So I will see you guys very shortly while I get that set up, and I'll probably play some music in the meantime while I am sorting that out. So yes, let's switch over to. What music can I play? What music can I play that'll set the mood? Oh, I can play the original Pathologic soundtrack, actually, couldn't I?